Thank you for coming out. As you are all aware, FC London was granted a license to participate in the Ontario Player Development League. This is a very exciting time for London soccer. Before we continue, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Nicole Davey Makris, and I'm the president of Byron Optimist Soccer. I know that my club is very excited about this opportunity for our players, and we see this as also an opportunity for all the clubs to work together and bring our elite players and showcase the talent that we have here in London. So just a quick overview of what we're going to cover tonight, because I know a lot of people have a lot of questions since the announcement last week. We're going to just talk very quickly about the OPDL. We're going to talk about the overview of FC London. And we're going to talk about the new FC London mission and direction of the club. Chris is going to talk about the OPDL and our grassroots program. And then we're going to give some details about the ages of the teams that we're going to be putting into the OPDL and some details about the tryouts. Finally, we're going to cover the organizational structure, which was included on the handout over there, and how you can get involved with moving soccer forward in London. So I'll pass it over to Ian Campbell, who's the president and CEO of FC London.
Again, my name is Ian Campbell. I'm the president of FC London, and I'm going to talk a little bit about FC London in a few minutes. I've been involved in the soccer arena here in the city for, I guess, since I came here in '79 to play for Fanshawe College, a career that lasted 6 games when the team was suspended from play for the remainder of the year because we didn't show up for a game in, I think it was Sault Ste. Marie. Anyway, so my 3-year soccer career here at the varsity level was about 4 or 5 games. But beside that, I actually grew up in Brantford, Ontario, and lived there since the time I was about 7 years old, originally emigrating from Scotland. The Brantford Soccer Association was started by my father in 1970, and that continues to go today, the Brantford Youth Soccer Association. But so I came here, my kids started to grow up in Byron, and from there I started coaching them. From there I ended up getting involved in the executive because I didn't like the way the executive was running at the time, and the next thing I knew I was the president of Byron Soccer, and then I passed the reins to Nicole when I got involved with FC London. The reason I'm saying that is to put it in perspective, having brought this to London originally on the FC London side, and I'll give you a little bit of background on that in a few minutes, requires a couple of different things, and they're right there on the slide. For a living, I run a software company. We've got about 60 employees here in the city. We do worldwide software for legal cases. But in doing that, it forces us every day to make business decisions, hard business decisions, ones that affect the lives of a lot of people worldwide. And I think bringing that business strategy to this kind of an opportunity is key. The second thing is you have to have some kind of idea of what you're going to do, and I think the OSA have done a good job of putting together a framework for the long-term player development program, LTPD, the acronym we're all hearing a lot about. And that skills development has been templated very well by them and gives us an opportunity now to be able to take that to the next level. And third of all, a passion for the game. The reason I told you that earlier story is I certainly have a passion for the game. I've had a passion for the game since I was very young and still have a passion for the game. And the reason every one of you are here tonight is because of that number 3. For some reason, you took time out of your day, nobody's paying you to be here, nobody's paying me to be here. But you're here because you care. You care about what you do every day, but more importantly, you care about the kids. And I think when you combine those 3 things together, what we're going to end up with is a foundation for growth of soccer in London. And so first of all, I wanted to thank all of you for coming tonight, because you're the ones who get it, and you're the champions who are then going to be able to take this information, go back to your clubs, and hopefully continue that message moving forward. I did want to cover off a couple of quick things, though, just to sort of set the stage for tonight. We don't have all the answers. There's a lot of moving parts in and around this. We actually sort of got caught off guard. The OSA wasn't going to announce until today. I got a call last Monday, Tuesday to say, oh, by the way, we're announcing tomorrow. That was last Wednesday. And we've been fielding a lot of phone calls ever since. So we sort of scratched our head and went, how are we going to stop the phone from ringing and the email inbox from getting overflowed? And that's why we felt an evening like this was going to help with that. But again, we don't have all the answers. And There's a lot of things we don't know. What's going to happen with the district program? How many home games are we going to play? Do we have to go to Ottawa? Is it going to be East and West Division? We don't know a lot of those answers yet, so we're going to do our best to fill in the gaps of what we do know this evening. And when we don't know, we may punt on those. But again, our goal tonight is to try to get some of the information that we have in our brains and that has been communicated to us to you. So again, you can be champions and take that forward. I'm going to pass the mic over to Chris Loucks. And Chris is coming on board on your org chart in the youth technical director position. And I'll let him give a little bit of background about what he's all about, and then we can get into the presentation.
How's everybody doing tonight? So my name is Chris Loucks. I am, much like Ian had mentioned and everybody else here, I have an extreme passion for the game. I love the game, everything about it. It's what I do, it's what I love. And I think this is a tremendous opportunity for us in London to pull together a fragmented community of soccer and try and do what we all talk about, put place into action, what we've tried to do for the last couple of years, and put together some programs, some cooperations, some partnerships to benefit the kids, the players. It's all about the players. The OPDL. The OPDL is a high-performance league which involves year-round training. It's developmentally focused. The OPDL is meant to be consistent across the province. The OSA has put together a package, a program. They've said, here you go. This is what we expect from our standards. You must meet these standards. Above and beyond that, you can do your own thing. So they're trying to create some consistency across the province from club to club, city to city, which we don't have right now. They're trying to provide in the OPDL a very holistic approach. It's all about development. We've all heard the wins, losses, LTPD, different things. We've all experienced the big O. How many teams go down every year? What a concept to have a league where if you meet the standards, you can continue to play in that league without the pressure to win at all costs. And I can honestly say as a coach, as much as I practice the do the right thing, I found myself in a situation where I went, do I play to win at all costs or do I just do what I gotta do? And it's very, very hard to do what you gotta do and benefit the players. It is elite, it's high performance. It's really, really important to remember that we're talking in the OPDL about 1.5% to 2% of the players in the population base. The benefit of that is we need to start at the top and work our way down. And the whole OPDL programming with grassroots and the high performance side of it has partnership together to be able to provide that in a small, little, tiny way. It's just the beginning. Standards-based league, I will talk a little bit more after, but in a quick nutshell, it encompasses a multitude of areas. It's about the game and teaching within the game. So as you see here, a good friend of mine gave me this map, and if you look at it, there is 18 clubs in Ontario that met the standards. For the record, I will tell you this, there are no academies. If you're not aware of this, academies were voted not to be allowed to participate in the OPDL, so there are all clubs. And in the end, 18 clubs were accepted and met the standards. When you look at the map, if you can see it, heavy concentration in the GTA area, which we all expected. 4 clubs in Ottawa, which was a little bit of a surprise. A couple clubs in Mississauga, Burlington area, Hamilton. And then if you look way down on the 401, 402 kind of area, there's FC London. The only club west of Hamilton to be a part of it. No Kitchener, no Waterloo, no Windsor, which is disappointing, but for us, when talking about it, poses a tremendous opportunity to be able to provide something for a whole area and truly pull people together. The requirements for OPDL. If you go to the OSA website, you'll see a couple documents. One is an RFP document, and when I first read it quite some time ago, I looked at it and I thought, geez, you need to be a lawyer to do this. So thank God Nicole was around. It encompasses a couple different areas. The biggest part of the whole package is the technical part of it. In deciding who qualifies for an OPDL membership, 50% of the decision was based off a technical component. 30% of it was based off the financial and operational side of it, and 10% they call what is general. Not 100% what general is, to be honest with you, but it works. Financial sustainability, you have to be able to provide financial stability throughout the program. We do know and are hearing lots, if you follow things, there are a lot of clubs that didn't provide financials. There are a lot of clubs that didn't get in because of financials. And that was, to be consistent, you have to have that. And the technical part of it, which is the biggest part, and myself in my role is what I have the biggest influence on. We've looked at clear pathways, the education both on and off the field, LTP to compliance, programming guidelines. You have to run a U8 to 12 program. You have to run U13. We are choosing to run boys and girls. There are some clubs that will be single gender. If they previously were that type of club, they were able to do that. Health and wellness. Part of the requirement is you had to have a health and wellness program. And I think Ian will talk a little bit about that. You have to have a strength and conditioning program. You have to have a coach pathway, an education plan, and you have to meet stringent qualifications. You have to provide feedback. It's so detailed that they actually tell you you have to provide feedback a minimum of X amount of times a year, written and verbal, because that is part of the process and the consistency across the province. There's a consistent philosophy.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you. I'm Nigel Reid.